Welcome to the Music Life Social Podcast. We are back in the building. I am your co-host, Raheem, aka Big Heem.
And I'm your co-host, Rob Villa, aka Mr. Popular, representing the MLS and the Double S.
That's right. We are back in the building. Make sure you subscribe to Music Life Social on YouTube and on Spotify. And also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all your social medias, and check out the website. Tonight is going to be a great night. We got a very special guest in the building tonight. He has crafted a signature blend of soca, reggae, hip hop, and R&B. He is also known as the voice of lyrical seduction. Right now, he has a single out that is really waving and gathering people's attention called Whine for Me Girl. So tonight, we got no other than singer, songwriter, Jyrus Melody in the building. What's good? What's good? What's good?
I'm good, man. Good night. Yeah, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. Just putting in work, doing what I love to do.
Cool, man. Cool. So, before we get into it, man, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I came to the States when I was young to New York with a family, and I lived there for a few years. Then after that, I migrated down to Atlanta where I really broke through and started doing the music, open mics, and teamed up with the other artists from Jamaica named Booby, and we had a group called Damage Crew. We had a good run there for years, performing open mics, collaborating with many artists, and as time progressed, I went back up to New York, maybe after 10 years in Atlanta. I went back up to New York, still pursued the music and, stayed there for a little while and I shot out to Jersey and now I'm out in California. So I've just been on the go. Yeah, just, that's been my musical journey. And within all that time, I've just been recording in different states, just the different life experiences, things I've been through, the ups and downs. So that in a quick nutshell, yeah, that's where I'm at this moment. And, I'm able to still do music, put out these great records, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So you pretty much, like, what I've noticed about artists that come from the Caribbean, like, as far as even especially with Trinidad, like, it's like it seems like it's really a triangle. Like, you go from Trinidad to New York, to not even triangle, Trinidad, New York, then you go to Cali. It's like you cover all the bases. You got a little bit of that down south Southern hospitality.
Yes.
New York concrete jungle. Then now you on the West Coast getting that Cali love. So how's that? And how do you incorporate all that, as far as with those different cultures, even your own culture, as far as with Trinidad, into your music, which is an advantage, I think, per se.
Yeah.
And
That's
when you do that,
that's
because you can.
that's how I looked at it. Moving around does have its ups and downs, but as far as the material, the music, I'm able to acquire so much different vibes and energy and styles, lyrics, lingo, slangs, from New York. Then I was there in Atlanta when Atlanta really was popping, and really came up with a music scene. So, it slowed things back down. New York will keep me sharp on my toes. And then going out to California, just kind of settled it in because out here has, a reggae vibe, a more laid back, sunny. So I loved it. I just think if you're a true artist, you love what you do. Like I said, I'm a songwriter, I produce, I do it all. So I incorporate the Trinidad soca reggae with the rap, the trap music, with the R&B, now with the California kind of laid back melodic flow. So it's been good to me. I really enjoy able to incorporate all of them and blend it.
Cool, man. Tell me about this new single, man. Whine for Me Girl. It's very
Yeah.
infectious. It's very catchy. What was your mood, man? And how did you come up with the track?
Wine for Me Girl was a night went out with my brother, clubbing. And once we get back home, normally what we do, we get instrumentals. And we throw on some instrumentals and I would jump on the mic and just start a freestyle. What I see, a vibe, you drink a little something, and just kind of create a buzz. So that night, we got back home and it was a nice party. The vibe was bad. It was wicked. A lot of girls in there, ram pack. So we came back home and I was just vibing on the mic and and the beat came on. I was just whine for me, girl, I just freestyle, and once I freestyle that, my brother was like, "Yo, that's a vibe right there," and I said, "Yeah, that is it." So I just started to, took what I freestyle, we recorded, and I wrote the record, and I built a beat, and then I went back with another producer, and we really sharpened up the beat and put the song together really tight, and yeah, it's a nice record. I love the record. I mean, it just moves you. You have no choice to dance.
And as far as when you listening to it, I really like that. I really like that. I'm an old head, and it gave me
Yeah,
that feel of, okay, this is reggae music to me. Not
yeah,
knocking Afro beats or
yeah,
none of that stuff, because a lot of people like to mix those two together, Afro beats and reggae. It's like, no, that's two different things. Even
yeah,
reggaeton to a certain lesser degree, but that
yeah,
right, that it's like you took it back to the essence with that song, and it put me in the mind for like when I was going clubbing in the late '90s, early 2000s. I'm like, yo, this is like that's timeless music. Because if you make, I think with any genre, if you make good music, it's timeless, and you're not trying to catch. As far as with that single you got out, it's not like you're trying to ride the wave. What's going on now? It's like that's what I am, and I can, because you said that just from reading your bio, like Sean Paul is like one of your biggest influences,
yeah.
and I can like, okay, you study from one of the best, like so
Mhm.
I'm feeling the single,
Yeah,
salutes to you,
appreciate
man.
it. Yeah, thanks a lot. Like I said, the music with everything changing so fast now, it's very easy to just get sucked in to try to, like jump on a wave, jump on a style. But I just had my style, and my brother always tell me, he's like, Jyrus, he's like, Shem, like just, you just do what you do. It being different, it may take longer, but once different and you craft it, is always going to stand out. And I felt it as I progressed and I got better with writing, and I realized with my music. So once I dropped these records, that record and my records, it lasts. It touches the older set, and it also keeps it relevant right now because I'm still in touch with what's going right now. So I just stay true to it. I don't want it to be like no one else. I want it to be just Gyrus melody music, and I felt like I created my own lane. And the lyrical seduction part of about my whole style, just to captivate you, to make you move, make you bump your head, and make you just get in a groove, and I have no choice. And the lyrics just have those little things I put in there that jumps out, but yet you could understand it. So that's my whole
Right.
mission really with these records, is not to water it down and not to be too raw, but just to be right in that middle, to where, like I said, the Americans worldwide, the Caribbean people could relate to it, and know that is crafted like original. It's like no one else.
So, how do you feel about the whole Afrobeat and piano, that wave or whatnot? Is that something that you incorporate into your music at all, or something that you may think about incorporating into your music or whatnot? Or is that just like, you know what? No, I'm gonna just stay in my lane and just do my dance hall reggae and soca or whatnot, and R&B, that fusion.
No, I wouldn't say definitely. I think what keeps me always sharp and keeps my music relevant is that I'm able to listen to those records, listen to those styles of music, and put it into my style. So where you can hear some of it, but not totally jump on that bandwagon. Like I know the Afrobeats right now is bumping, it's rocking, it's big. So I was just in a car driving coming over here, and I had an old record that I did a few years ago, and it have that same Afrobeat style to it. So, like I said, my music is so fused, and because of my creativity is so crazy, it's that even I want to make a record that has that in it is something I will not just kind of pull back from. I would do it because I love the music. I mean, Afrobeats is definitely all tying with the reggae and the Caribbean scene, but yeah, I just love to experiment. I think that's basically it. I love to experiment and not just try anything, but try it and make sure it sounds good. So yeah, I definitely do want to put out a few records. I did one with my producer, I think last year, that I should be finishing up, that has that Afrobeat, more melodic melody to it.
Okay.
Okay. So, given I know you, far as you've been doing music for a long time, and you notice how the transition, how music is basically transitioning since the internet. Like, as far as when you first start out doing music, do you always have dreams? Okay, I want to be on a major label, put my stuff out, and let them do the work for me, or you always wanted to go independent? Because that seemed like was the route. Now it seemed like where now you don't really need a major label, as long as you got that following and fan base that you could just put your music out on your own. So, which do you prefer, or do you even have a preference or whatnot?
In the beginning, being young and just, not knowing the business and just looking at what everybody else is doing or chasing, yeah, I was like, yeah, I need a record deal. You just want to get signed. It's like once you get signed, you felt like that's it. Like, oh man, I'm signed. But the times that I took sitting back when I wasn't able to push my music and put it out, I took that time and I studied the game and I studied the business and I watched other artists and I listened and I learned and I started to really realize that that dream of just being signed, thinking that was it. It wasn't it, and it's not the only option. So at this moment right now, if that comes to be where it's a deal comes, if it's something that I feel is really beneficial to me, I have no problem with it. But I love the fact that I'm able to control my music, do it how I want on my time. And like right now, I own all my masters, which is great.
It's
So
good.
even my attorney,
Nice.
yeah, my attorney tells me all the time, he's like, oh no, no, we're not gonna just sign that. They're gonna want all the whole masters, and that's the end of the song for you. So
Right,
I'm just
right.
happy that I took my time and my patience, and I really think that most artists need to do that as well: is study the game, study the business, because it's a business.
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, or well, really not too long ago, you
Mhm.
had a hit called Molly Girl.
Yeah, that was
That
good.
record. Yeah, so that record was really, really waving, man. So give me the insight about that
Yeah.
record. Mhm.
Molly Gill is one of my favorite all-time songs because it really changed my life, and it also changed where I stood in the music as far as the level of quality music I want to put out. I felt like when I made and created that record, I hit a certain point where I said, okay, I'm not going back. Like, this is what I want from here, and keep pushing. And that record, actually, what created that record is when I first moved out to California. I came out here for the first time. I was chilling out here, and there was a movie I got put into called Runt, UNT,
Yeah.
Mm.
with Cameron Boyce and Tashina Arnold.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was a cool guy, Yeah, rest in peace for sure. I was kicking it with him for like 2 months. We shot up in, I think, Topanga High School. So being out here for the first time in California, right next door, across the street was dispensary. I was just living the best life. Yeah, no, I'm telling you. And that
Oh,
that Maui Wowie, But I was right
Right.
in Hollywood. I was out here for 2 months shooting the movie and working on the set, being in the movie. I got the songs. Actually, when I come home after a long day, 12, 13 hours on the set, I would come home and my studio was at the apartment that I had. And I was just building beats and writing songs. And that song just, going on one night, just, I'm on a Molly girl. And I was like, yeah, that is a vibe. I had to create and make that song. And then once the movie wrapped up, I was like, yeah, I got this song, these couple songs, and to pick that one to be in a scene. So that song really, really like boosts my whole energy. Like it just really put me like, yo, Jyrus, yeah, you did good for moving out
yeah.
here, having to be in a song. It's like I said, really gave me the confidence to keep going, because it was like sometimes, as many artists, you go through those ups and downs, like, like what's going on. But that just took me to that next step to say, you know what, keep going. But Molly Girl is one of my favorite all-time songs. Like just hearing it is really emotional to me. It changed me, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because as far as with artists, as far as I guess when you think you're gonna make it going this route, like okay, if I put my
Hmm.
demo out, do a couple of shows out there, but you seem
Yeah,
like you not saying you got your big break. It's like you was on the movie set, you was in the movie, and
yeah,
that's how it kind of
hmm,
backdoors you into like okay, get your
yeah,
song placement versus like you like here, please listen to my demo, yada yada yada. But like you wind up being in the movie first because like most actors probably would dream of working with an actor like Cameron Boyce, a Disney
yeah,
Child actor, and then you wind up doing it, and then you got your song placed in there. That's crazy. Like, so you
Yeah.
killed two birds with one
Yeah,
stone. You know, like
it's still sometimes like a dream, like I sit back and I think about it, and this guy, like, the Cameron Boyce and Tashina Arnold, from Martin, I'm like
yeah,
talking with her, and so all that energy being around all these great people just really just gave me the confidence to say, hey, you know what, Jarvis, like, yeah, your music is quality, people love it, and like just like you said, get into the movies to really get that platform. Then the music came after. Like, I wasn't thinking about that. Most artists, like I said, in the beginning, you just think is the music will launch you forward, but things worked this way in a whole different way that I wasn't even expected, and it was good. It was really great. That was a great year putting
Now,
out
are
that
you still
record.
working in the making moves in the movie industry right now while you're out there
Yeah,
in Cali?
I have some things. I did some work on Star Wars. I was on a set for that a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So I'm just still working to get some good spots and some good placements in those TV shows or movies that's upcoming. So it's just continuous work, networking, connecting with the right people, putting out great records, like this one here and many others to come. So yeah, I guess it's a twofold thing that I understand now to do. It's not just about just being Jyrus Melody and hitting the stage, but really just making the music even for movies that could really tie into a movie, which is good.
like building those relationships. For your music stuff, as far as with your music goes, like say, far as we know, you got One for Me Girl, and you had the
Hmm.
Molly Girl. Molly, both of them are two good, good songs. Would you ever consider like someone, artist approach you, whether it be new or established? Would you write for them or produce for them? Like give them
Yeah.
some of your stuff. Like how would you feel? Because some people don't feel like I'm not writing for you. I'm this my baby. So how would you? Are you open to that, or have you done
Yeah,
that?
of course. I just think that music is, it's to share. I love working with people. I love making music. Once I see that the record or whatever we are working on has the potential to where it's going to be done right, and it's going to be produced correctly, and it's going to definitely be put out in the right manner. I'm willing, yeah, to share records, write for anyone, co-produce. Even if it's 5% on a record, just give my input, because I think over the years I've had so much experiences. I have so much understanding of music now that I think, and I understand that, being on a record is not just a one person thing anymore. Like now, the more collective people on a record makes it great. So I'm willing to work, yeah, with anyone. I mean, in any genre too, because I think that being from the Caribbean, having all the rhythm, the soca music with the reggae, and traveling around meeting different people, I think that my mind is just not fixed on like one genre of music.
That's what's up, man. So your top five reggae artists of all time.
Oh boy, that's a hard one. Well, number one for me is gonna be Buju Banton. Buju Banton
Ooh, okay.
Bougie,
is, yeah.
Bougie.
Thanks to my brother for that. He put me onto Buju when I was young. I will definitely say Capleton.
Oh,
Okay.
come on now, Capleton.
Capleton, more fire. Burn them all day. Yeah, Capleton, definitely Sean Paul.
Okay.
I would say also Vice Cartel.
Vibes Cartel.
Yeah, the Vibes Cartel is big. So that's four, right? Yeah. And I
Yeah,
would
you
say,
got four.
Yeah.
yeah. So one more, I would go definitely with yeah, Jack Cure.
Really? Oh
Okay.
wow. Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
All
yeah.
Okay.
right.
Free Jack Cure.
Okay.
I was just listening to him coming in the car. Yeah. Yeah, those five, yeah. You listen to any of those records them fellas
Yeah.
have, yeah, you in a whole different world. Yeah, certified.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay.
Like Capleton is one of my favorite. Capleton and Buju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one. It's like you can say one or two. Either way, Capleton and
Yeah.
Buju. Them the
Mhm.
ghosts. And I, first with your list is solid. Your list
Yeah.
is solid.
Yeah. It's a solid list. It's a solid list,
Yeah,
man.
I don't
like I
know
said,
your.
it's a good blend because, like I said, Buju, he conquered all dancehall, the conscious
Yeah.
reggae. Capleton again, more
Hmm.
conscious. Cartel is dancehall. Sean
Yeah.
Paul, mainstream dance, like bad, and Jack Cure is
Yeah, I would
singing
probably have to
melodic.
throw. Yeah, I would probably have to throw Peter Tosh in there, man,
Yeah,
for my, you
yeah.
know.
See,
He
I
had
don't
to
know when
give you
you.
10.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't know your because I don't know when you're born. So my era, my era is Peter Tosh,
Uh-huh.
Shaba,
Of
Super Cat,
course. Super Cat,
Barrington Levy.
Baritone
So
Levy, yeah.
those,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, so
you know,
you got a solid list too, yeah.
so those that is, and I hate to say it, but she was always I always had a crush on her, Patra. Oh man,
Sure, of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
Patra.
Those
Oh
Yeah,
those
gosh,
are those are iconic. Those definitely.
yeah,
I think if you just swap them out, they're all on that same level, just different time period.
yes,
mhm,
yes. They definitely were.
you're right.
And
So,
go
oh
ahead,
my
brother.
bad. Go
No,
ahead,
no,
man.
you go. You got.
So, real quick, man,
Uh-huh.
can you explain to the people what the difference is between reggae and soca? Because a lot of people get it mixed up and
Yeah.
confused or whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
Please
soca,
break it down.
soca is from Trinidad, reggae, Jamaica. Soca
Okay.
has more rhythm, more tempo, is a lot of more upbeat drum, steel pan, more jump up type of music, very energetic. Soca. And like I said, reggae, it's more of, what's going on in society as far as the government or the dance hall. It has tempo, but is more of a rhythm. So those are the two difference. Like I said, Jamaica has a reggae and Trinidad has a soca. But the crazy thing about it that many people don't know is that Trinidad love reggae like bad. Like I grew up with soca, but and calypso, but reggae is big in Trinidad, and we actually like we make artists in Trinidad. So even though a reggae artist busts with a song, Trinidad they have to go Trinidad, and Trinidad takes it to the next level because we love reggae in Trinidad so much. So that's where I came into where I more lean on the reggae, even though I'm from Trinidad where it's soca and calypso. But I'll never forget my soca roots because that gives me a certain edge to, tempo and style and a very singy kind of style because soca is more kind of singy, whiny. Reggae has a little more rawness to because of the lingo of how they dialect and they chant it. So that's the two difference. But both of them they're different, but they're all one. They're one in its own
Yeah,
way.
it's like especially if you don't, because I'm not from the Caribbean culture, but like we have friends and people like just growing up in the music, and they would let you were just growing up, you would know the difference. It's not because your ear, if you
Mm-hmm.
have an ear for music, you'll know the difference. Okay, this is soca, this is reggae, but people just like you lump them all. You can't lump. You can. They all in one family, but they're not a part of the same family. Because like
Yeah,
you
they're
say,
not.
it's like
Mm-hmm.
saying it's like saying "Old Dirty Bastard" and
Mm-hmm.
let's say Drake. Oh, they just no, they're not the same. I mean, they both rappers, but
Yeah,
one's got different style than the other. It's not.
yeah,
It's,
exactly.
Right.
it's totally different. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
y'all born part of one family, but y'all have a different style. And we love that you explain that to people who are not familiar with the culture. Because I used to work in a record store, and
Mm-hmm.
my manager was like, "Hey," I said, "No, that is not reggae. This is soca, and
Yeah,
that's reggae music. So don't try to put like you putting a Leah album inside of a R&B set. I mean, a rap section. It's like, no,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's yeah, once your ears trained for it, you'll know. It's Trinidad soca is straight jump up, as you say,
So
jump up music.
you lived in Atlanta. I mean, you lived in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
New York, California. Which area or which city has been the most influential on your music? I know you picked up I know you picked up things from every city you've been in,
Yeah,
but out of those three,
yeah,
which one has been more? I mean, because we already know Trinidad, that's a given or whatever.
yeah. I can't
But
tell you
just
that.
in the states, which city has been more influential on your music?
we based
I
in
would.
Atlanta now. We based here in A.
I would definitely say A Town shouted because I could say it. I've lived in A Town shouted like for real. Hands no, it's the truth. Atlanta, listen,
Okay.
that place, it made I stepped out doing the music there, but Atlanta just had that culture, that hospitality, like you said, like something about it. Even the other day, I visited there to do some work. And when I got back down there, I was like, even though it's all built up, and it is, a lot of things are pushed out in the outskirts. I was like, Atlanta, still Atlanta, boy. So I would definitely, yeah, Atlanta, number one, yeah. Never forget that place. Can't.
Yeah,
Man,
that's what's
that's
up.
what's up. When it's all said and done, man, when the curtain closes,
Mhm.
what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want people to remember your music for? When someone says the name Jyrus Melody, what do you want people to say about you when it's all said and done?
I would say that my music, or they say Jyrus, when he created music that fit every era, every time change as life progressed and life carried on. He made music that just kept us going throughout any changes throughout life. It was just always current. And even though time moved forward, my music just able to relate to that time period that, you were in, whether it's just 4 years from now, 5 years, 10 years. And once you play these records, it just kind of takes you back, to that time when you heard the record and what you were doing and how life was. And, I got that because it's the same way I feel about other artists that I liked and growing up enjoyed. Is that when I hear the record, it just takes me back to like, man, I remember when this record came out, where I was, what I was doing, how it made me feel. And I just really want that to resonate as Jarvis Melodies. His music just kind of seals you in a moment in time, and you don't ever forget when you heard it and what you were doing and how you felt about it.
That's what's
Nice.
up.
Yeah.
Any upcoming projects or
Mhm.
records or albums that you're working on that's coming out that the people can look forward to hearing in the near future?
Yeah, certainly. I'm working on the album. Wine for Me Girl is one of the latest I put out. I have a couple other records. I have a next record I call I'm Popular. Popular that his name Popular, and then after that I have Cash. That record, Popular is dope. Cash, I really made that next record to really kind of tie in with Atlanta. The clubs, because when the idea came to my head, I just felt like I needed to make something for the clubs. So that record has a more Atlanta type of bounce, a type of groove. Um, and
Okay.
like I said, so I'm just working on the album and making, singles that all kind of ties into each other and relate. So once you hear the whole package, it's like you hear the reggae, you hear the southern style, you hear the hip hop, you hear the West Coast, but it all ties in. It's not too distant. It just kind of just blends with each other in a nice package deal. But yeah, I'm working on the album, and I'm also working on some other movies and TV show things that's going to be coming. 2026 is going to be a great year. And I'm back in Trinidad, home a lot, pushing this single, Wine for Me Girl. So hopefully I can get some good traction out there, be out there to do some shows, even in Atlanta and out here. Yeah.
That's what's up. So you want to shout them, let them know where they can listen to you, check your music at and your social media info and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Jyrus Melody Music rocks. Or you can go to Jyrus Melody, Jyrus Melody, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or you can just Google my name, Jyrus Melody. All my social media, all my profiles is gonna come up, and you can definitely, like I said, I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, pretty much all streaming platforms, digital platforms. My music is out there as well.
Nice, nice, man. Well, look, man, we definitely appreciate you, man,
Yeah.
coming on, taking time out of your schedule and everything, and definitely looking forward to more music and supporting you. You know what I'm saying. And, we'll definitely have you back on.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
I'm no,
mean?
I'm yeah, let me know. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you guys. It was definitely great chatting with you all, sharing my experience. So yeah, anytime. Yeah, let's do it again for sure.
Man, a wine for me, girl, man. A
Yeah,
wine for
wine
me,
for me,
Wine
girl.
for
girl.
me, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Make sure for
Jyrus Melody, y'all, give
Valentine's.
it up.
Yeah, make sure for
Yeah.
Valentine's you have a girl whining all day. That's the record
Wine
for
for me.
Valentine's. Wine for me, girl.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, word. That's what's up.
What's up, man?
Yo, Music Life Social Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Word.
Check us
We
out.
out.